Good now. For those joining for the first time, welcome. For those of you returning, welcome back. As always, I am so thrilled, honored, and grateful that you have chosen to spend your precious time in this very sacred self-care moment with me, and you've allowed me to spend mine with you. So thank you. I do not take that lightly. For those joining for the first time, I host my morning meditations live on the Insight Timer app. And excuse me, I just drank some water. And so we read a card before we hop into meditation. And sometimes it invokes a lively conversation. Other times it's just a light conversation. So this morning we had 2 cards, so I'll go ahead and read them. And feel free to share whatever your takeaway may be, if at all. But the first one reads in red, "It is generally held by traditional medicine that stress is the cause of many human disorders and illnesses. The problem with this diagnosis is that it doesn't accurately address the source of the stress. It looks to blame external circumstances without realizing that all stress is internally generated by one's attitudes." I did add some commentary on that one because I would surmise to say that it's not simply, or maybe it's simple, but it's not simple. From a linear, just purely logical perspective, is it simple as adjusting your attitude. From a human nonlinear world perspective, it's not so simple. But I get what he's saying in that card, though. So, and the second one is, we could say that force is a movement. Force always moves against something, whereas power does not move against anything. Power stands still. It is like a standing field that does not move. Gravity itself, for instance, does not move against anything. Its power moves all objects within its field, but the gravity field itself does not move. So what is your takeaway? Or what are your takeaways? If you would like to share, feel free. You can just post it in the comments below, which leads me to my next point, and that is I do this meditation live and recorded. My second one's recorded, with the intent to hopefully be an inspiration or a form of motivation or encouragement to be consistent in your meditation practice, because that is one of the easiest ways that we can win in our life, because meditation it's just such a holistic form of self-care. So hopefully me showing up here every day helps you. And one way I can support you, if you're not able to meditate with me live and have a conversation and things like that, is just by you responding to the video after you've had the opportunity to sit with me. Whether you just respond to the video in general, you can respond to one of the cards, whatever you do, just letting me know that you've shown up for yourself for that now moment, then I can reply with whatever I am moved to respond with at that moment. So that's my invitation to you. I am going to pull up a beautiful ocean. I'll let the ocean play, because if I were to actually be meditating at the ocean, I would be hearing this. So still a silent meditation, but this is just the ocean. It's really, really pretty. Let me just get the sound on it. I have the timer, so you don't have to worry about how long it's been or how much longer you have to go. 20 minutes. And I'll bring us out of the meditation gently, and then we'll just carry on with our evening or day, whatever time it is for you in this now moment. So, all that said, happy meditation. I will see you on the other side. closed. It's been 22 minutes. I couldn't hear the phone timer over the ocean. I'm gonna mute this just in case you can't hear me. Bring your awareness back to this beautiful space by noticing the surface beneath you. Any sounds you hear in the distance or nearby. Noticing the temperature in the space you're occupying. If you've been keeping your own timer and you already knew it was 20 minutes, feel free to go ahead and open your eyes. If not, go ahead and give it another minute. And just add some gentle movement that feels yummy for you in this now moment. Whenever you're ready, feel free to open your eyes. I forgot to pull me back up. Yeah, that was a good sit. I hope you enjoyed sitting by the ocean and meditating. Thank you for taking the time for you and for allowing me to be a part of that. And thank you for being a part of mine as well. So, all that said, may you create the most amazing now moments until I see you next time, whether you're heading to bed, starting your day, continuing on with your day, wherever you are in this moment. Make the rest of your now moments just yummy. All right. Ciao for now.